Y'all, it's Krypton Critics. I'm here to give my top 10 movies of 2017. I did 2015. Video quality is not that good, and I broke it up into 3 videos because, no, never mind. But I didn't do 2016, so maybe this is kind of my way to make up for that. And every subsequent year that I still have this channel, I'm still doing the same thing. I will do, end of the year, my top 10 movies. So let me start off with my honorable mention films, which would be Get Out, Wonder Woman, Professor Marston, and Wonder Woman, Guardians of the Galaxy, Alien Covenant, Lego Batman, Spider-Man Homecoming. I all really enjoyed those films, but none of them quite got to being on top 10 for me. Now, some of these movies I've not done a formal review on the channel. That's because, usually I might catch the movie months after they are released in the theaters, so it would just seem kind of silly just to upload it right then and there. So my number 10 choice is Split. This is a movie that showed me that M. Night still has it. I saw Avatar: The Last Airbender adaptation, and I thought that was real bad. And I've seen so many jokes about movies like The Happening and Lady in the Water, and just like, is he really as great as I thought he was? I still love his movie Unbreakable. But this movie, it's a dramatic thriller. James McAvoy deserves a fucking Oscar. He plays so many different characters in one character with a split personality. And Anya Joy Johnson is also pretty good, and the girls are kept away by this crazy split personality character. It's just awesome, and it's also it is also cool to see that this does connect to one of M. Night's best movies. So there's not much I can complain about this movie, and it's just a thrill ride, but also like, ooh, damn, I wasn't expecting that. Number 9 choice is Thor Ragnarok. You know, the previous Thor films were always not my favorite of the entire MCU series. My least favorite MCU film is still Iron Man 3, but right after that, it's Thor 2 and first Thor. None of these movies are necessarily bad, but they, like, a lot, there's big portions are just not that interesting. Like, I can't say that's crap. No. None of the MCU movies I can say are crap. They can have crap things in it, but none of them are just like, that's a bad movie. None of them I would say that for. But Thor Ragnarok, it's hilarious. Mark Ruffalo and Chris Hemsworth are amazing, and they have great chemistry, and Loki's awesome in it. The Executor and Hela, Odin, just so fun, so awesome, and so colorful and beautiful. So I had to put it on this list. But if you were in the theater with me, you know how loud I laughed at some jokes. I'm surprised no one yelled at me saying I'm obnoxious, but who cares? I'm having fun, and that's a movie where you're supposed to be having fun. It's not like I was in Oscar bait serious film and I was doing that kind of laughter. My number 8 choice is Baby Driver. I just saw this movie, and Jamie Foxx does a great role as antagonist. partial antagonist. I forget the main actor's name who plays Baby, but he does a really good job, and it's fast paced. It's has energy. It has a lot of character moments that are just really awesome. And Kevin Spacey is fucking phenomenal. Most movies he's in, he does a really good job, and I'm gonna miss him. I know with the whole controversy about him, but he's still like one of my favorite actors, hands down. My number 7 choice is Dunkirk. This is the most recent Christopher Nolan film. This movie helped me realize that Christopher Nolan is one of the film masters. He I'm not saying he's as great, but he is in with the film legends like Kurosawa and Hitchcock and Steven Spielberg. Just they all have a great set of films that you can go to. Like the direction, the way that they put story on film, and occasionally writing credits. But I know Christopher Nolan, he likes to be involved with the script a lot. But with Dunkirk, the whole character was just a situation that they're being surrounded in, and fighting back, the German forces and the Luftwaffe, and just trying to get the English just off that one section of Dunkirk in France. So it makes you feel claustrophobic. It's just energetic. It's some parts are borderline disturbing without having gore in it. It's just tension, and it's also one of the most gorgeous movies that has come out this year that I've seen. My number 6 choice is Coco. This is a Pixar animated film. This movie is in the league of being one of the best Pixar movies that they've ever made. I did not see Cars 3. I didn't hear so many good things about it, but I wanted to go see this one because I just saw the trailer. I'm just like, I gotta see that. And it's not just because it has the Day of the Dead motif, and we have a character trying to come back to away from the ancestors back to the real world. It is not Book of Life, but I think this movie is much better and just colorful, energetic. Music is amazing, with the Latin, Mexican, and having all the culture around. I love the fucking dog with the long ass tongue. He's always entertaining to watch. And I love the twist that they have with, I don't want to say it, but bad guy and all that. But yeah, the movie it's heartfelt, and it made me cry like at least twice. Especially the ending. The ending is fucking amazing. My number 5 choice is War for the Planet of the Apes. When I remember when I reviewed this, I thought about giving it an A-, and it was because I felt a little awkward with 2 parts that I thought had like cheap shot like writing. Like one part is like you showed sympathy for a character that you kill like in the next 3 minutes. I'm like, it's a little weird. I don't think you should do that like that. But I've come to terms with it, and there was another scene where how the bad guys led by Woody Harrelson are defeated. I'm like, that seems a little convenient, but those are only like things that I can say negative about this movie because it's fucking awesome. When is Andy Serkis going to get an Oscar for his performance in motion capture? He fucking deserves it. I think he deserved it like several times. I think he should have gotten like at least 4 times in his career, but no, because Academy's fucking. But yeah, seeing Koba come back, Woody Harrelson puts on a great performance. I don't see him in a lot of movies. I'm not trying to actively avoid him, but he really shows that he has great acting chops in this movie. And yeah, the new Planet of the Apes trilogy is one of the best trilogies, and it deserves to be up there with, you know, Star Wars and the rest of them, of how great of a contender it is. My number 4 choice is Logan. This is, you know, this was the outing of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. We had watched him since, you know, 2000 or 2000, 2001, I believe, and we've just been seeing him in soft reboots. We've seen him in the past. We've seen him in the future, just across the entire franchise. And, you know, no matter if the movie he's in is good, bad, or ugly, he owns the role. Ever since the beginning, he's owned this role, and he just owns it even more and more. And nowhere is this more apparent than in Logan. We also see, you know, his you know, is basically sidekicks of, you know, X-23, and, you know, like his mentor, but now he's, you know, Logan Wolverine basically becomes, you know, his caregiver, Professor X, to play by the brilliant Sir Patrick Stewart. It's a damn shame to know how amazing he was in this movie, and knowing that he played a piece of poop in a legit movie. But let's try to forget that, because we're talking about great movies, not total dog shit movies. But yeah, just the direction. James Mangold is the master behind the camera, and ending was so satisfying, but also so sad. And you know, not to mention the movie is like amazingly bloody. And number 3 choice is Detroit, which I forget who the director is, but I know it stars John Boyega, the actor who played Eazy-E, and the eyebrow kid from We're the Millers. See, when I saw previews for this movie, I expected John Boyega to have a bigger role, but, you know, it is more to decide. But, you know, it's not to be forgotten. The main, like, character is a member of the Dramatics. Now, if you don't know what Detroit's about, it's about the Detroit riots of 1967. You know, there was a lot of racial tension at this time, so there was riots amongst the black communities, and National Guard and police were all involved, and just violence and hate and sadness just all across the board. And, you know, I'm sorry I forgot this actor's name, but Eyebrow Guy, you know, he plays one of the police officers. He plays the role so well, you just end up like hating him. Like, he is just so detestable. But I really did feel narrative. I even liked the drawn intro they had. It was done in the style of like Harlem Renaissance. I love that type of artwork. I thought it fit perfectly. And, you know, it's also for people that don't know jack shit about African American history. And it's sad to know that this, you know, all these racial problems, and how nothing really goes well for the black man, even at the end of, you know, the community. It's sad, and it's also crazy to know that this happened 50 years ago. And, you know, like, it's a scary reminder, but sometimes, you know, a lot of shit doesn't really change. And you know, that's one unfortunate and fortunate advantage this film has. But it is beautiful, and it's and you know, for about 1 hour, it felt like I couldn't breathe of how tense and like scared and sad all at once, but in a good filmmaking way. My number two choice shouldn't come to any surprise to people that watch my review, and that's Blade Runner 2049. I had seen Blade Runner the original before I saw that one. I did enjoy it, but I did not love it. If I was going to, I would say I kind of love it. I'll give it, I'll give the original a minus, but this movie, I fucking love. You know, Harrison Ford is amazing. Ryan Gosling shows that he really he's more than just a pretty boy, and uh, just how they bring more into the idea of replicants versus humans in oppression, uh, and I love the characters of love and joy, and I even like really enjoyed watching the dynamic between Ryan Gosling's character Kay and his police officer. Uh, it's one of the most gorgeous films I've ever seen. Uh, it's expansive. The music is amazing. Characters feel real, even though this is set in like an alternate future where there's robot people everywhere and holograms just as tall as buildings. But the movie is brilliant, in my opinion. So I had to put that up here. Now, my number one choice shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, uh, but it's Star Wars: The Last Jedi, aka Star Wars Episode 8. Now, some of you might call, Eric, you're a fanboy. You're just sucking Disney dick. You're sucking off Lucasfilm, and you're just a bitch. I don't give a fuck. If I enjoy a movie, if I love what I see, and if I see it again, I love it even more, there shouldn't be a problem with that. Can't we just enjoy movies, for fuck's sake? Why is everyone gotta be a bitch for enjoying a movie because they like the story, they like the characters, and whatnot? Now, would I say this if this was my first Star Wars movie I've seen? No, because there was a bunch of shit I would have not retained. Uh, there's a lot of plot points. I'm just like, wait, what? And I can understand why some people would have that reaction. But as a fan, someone that like religiously watches these films back and forth, just because it's Star Wars doesn't mean I'm gonna love it. Like, I do not love Phantom Menace, I do not love Attack of the Clones, and I do not love Revenge of the Sith. I will never say I love those movies. Ever. Okay? What I do love is the original trilogy in these two films, and I borderline love Rogue One. So just because you put Star Wars on it doesn't mean I'm automatically going to love it. I'm not going to sit here and act like the Star Wars Holiday Special is a masterpiece, because it's hilariously awful. Like I can watch that like I watch Bible Man, just like, oh my god, this is fucking stupid. But I love seeing the characters of Finn, Rey coming back, Luke Skywalker, the badass in this movie. I'm not gonna give you spoilers in this little wrap up. I enjoy Rose, and a lot of people don't like Rose, but I enjoy Rose. Vice Admiral Holdo. Also, seeing how sad it is that this is, Carrie Fisher, last movie, she passed away last year. Um, like in Kylo, oh my god, he gets better and better. More entertaining, more unhinged, just awesome. Um, but yeah, and the Porgs are adorable. Uh, were they oversold with like promotional materials? Yeah, but that does not affect the film by itself. I gave this movie well, actually, last time it was caught between A and A plus because I only saw it once, but I have seen it another time since then, and I do give it A plus. Otherwise, it would not be on this list, and it definitely would not be on number one. But you know, if you call me a fanboy, whatever. I'm a fan. You know, obviously I'm a dude, but I'm not blind. I don't blindly love this. You know, there's some parts of the original trilogy are just like, you know, I would have done that different. I would have added this, I would have added that. But then again, you know, I feel like if I actually try to do that, you know, I'm no better than, you know, a certain creator that did the special editions with Greedo shooting. So, you know, it's art, it's beautiful. We all see beauty in different ways, and that doesn't make us any less of people. But if you hate The Last Jedi because Kelly Marie Tran is Asian, that Daisy Ridley is a woman, and John Boyega is black, then go fuck yourself with a gaffy stick because you're a fucking racist. You know, I don't want to hear any shit that, you know, there's social justice worrying, uh, you know, fucking Star Wars. You're just fucking ignorant and need to go. And, you know, that's the only exception to where I'm like, fuck you if you say that's the reason that you dislike the movie, because that is not a legitimate reason of disliking a movie. You're just a fucking asshole. But on that note, uh, I just want to let y'all know to have a great 2018. I hope I do. I hope you stick with the channel and see that, you know, will continue to make reviews. And you know, when I say I'm part of the Krypton Critics, and I love you, I do mean it, and I appreciate anybody that subscribes to the channel. So, Happy New Year, by the Krypton Critics. You know I love you.